Dark and Darker Early Access released this week. To the surprise of just about everybody, it released, what was that, Tuesday? Monday? I don't remember.
Out of nowhere.
Out of absolute nowhere. Apparently, if you had taken the Dark and Darker crack and were still actively paying attention to everything, you would have noticed signs like the Discord admin changing his bio or whatever, and YouTubers have had some information, have been hinting stuff leading up. So, I mean, there was a very insignificant, in my view, like, quote-unquote marketing thing going on, but for the most part, it was dropped completely out of nowhere. The same day that the developers Iron Mace announced a partnership with Korean publisher Chaf Games, CHAF Games, who, as far as I can tell, have nothing notable to them.
I was
so the game was
curious about that. I didn't look into it.
Game was shadow dropped. It costs $35 for the standard edition, or you could pay $50 for the bonus edition. I guess where the controversy starts is that it dropped with new modes of monetization that had not yet been communicated to players, including an in-game shop for different races, that like an elf or a skeleton and such, that functioned as skins that give you stat differentials. Essentially, you can pay to get more stats. It's not much, to be fair. It's pretty insignificant, but it's still there. As well as locking classes behind paywalls. Weirdly enough, the two newest classes
grind.
Yeah,
right?
you could have grinded, but it was one of those things where like you do the math and it's like, okay, so the first time I unlock a character is going to cost me 125 extractions. Then because of the scale, the second character I want to unlock is going to cost me another 300 extractions on top of that.
Right.
And we're talking about successful runs, not just playing the game and dying.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it's basically unattainable for anybody who isn't just completely no life in the game.
Right.
And so they've since walked back the paywall thing, but I've been watching the Discord, and it seems like every few hours there's a new announcement. Oh, sorry, there was lag, and we fixed it. And then 20 minutes later, like, oh, we've identified that there's still some lag. Anyway, point is, it seems super unstable. The day that it came out, there were 2 different storefronts to purchase it on, and it was really unclear, like, how you got your key, and some people didn't get their key. Both Darker and Darker and the publisher have their own methods of purchasing the game. It's just very, like, last-minute ramshackle kind of thing. For me, as a guy who was, like, addicted to Dark and Darker and really wanted to play it, I've been pretty disappointed by all this, just because $35 entry price into the game I think is too steep, first off. But I would have paid that. And probably told myself, like, of course it's steeper. Like, they have all these legal battles and stuff. I can accept that because I really want these guys to succeed.
Same.
But then they also have day one monetization on top of an early access title. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I mean,
the drop is so haphazard and like sudden, and it doesn't seem like they have a good grasp on how they're.
Yeah, like we don't know that this game's ever leaving early
access.
Like
they see the like everything's fucking on fire and they're flying by the seat of their pants, and it's like, get the fucking game out, get the fucking game out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
right.
It feels like somebody at some point made a panic decision of like, we just need to get the game out.
We need to make money now because we're bleeding here.
Which sucks because I think to this point, I mean, generally, Iron Mace has been a pretty good head on their shoulders studio. Like, as far
looking
as
real good
feedback and communication.
Other than, you know, stealing the whole game.
Well, that's to be decided.
Yeah, that is to be decided. But also, like...
That's alleged.
I think that even all this stuff, if they had posted an announcement, like, the game is coming to early access on this day, and this is the monetization model, I feel like that would have been still annoying, because I don't like these monetization models, especially in early access fucking games, but less so. But it's the fact that they didn't talk about it, and then you bought the game and then found out, like, once you were in the game about all this. It's like, it just feels incredibly predatory.
Yeah. The locking in classes really bothers me. I always hate when games do that.
Especially because they're not fucking done. Like, that's the thing, right? If they were complete or if they were honestly needing a lot of playtesters on these brand new classes, they would want everybody playing them. But that's not what they want. What they want is to make them exclusive because nobody's played them. And even though they're not done, what matters more to them is getting an extra $10 for every player that wants to play one. You know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't understand why they don't just have some sort of supporter bundle to get money.
They have that as well. Believe it or not.
Well, are you talking about? I see the Founders Edition. Are you talking about something other than that?
No, that. Yeah.
Well, the Founders Edition, what comes with the game plus some extras? Yeah, I mean, for $50, yeah, I mean that's something. Or they could have the game and then have just like a separate supporters bundle that I don't know includes artwork or some shit. But this all leaves a very bad taste in my mouth.
I think what would get me to buy the game now is just some kind of solid confirmation that their legal issues are done, and ideally the game is released on Steam. And with the only monetization that I would really be fine with is this cosmetic monetization.
I would also like that.
Yeah, they have such a fervent base that I feel like they shouldn't have an issue getting money so long as they release an honest, good product. So seeing them do this instead is upsetting.
The worst possible...
I mean, I can't think of a more fervent base of gamers. Like, we were literally downloading torrents to play the fucking...
Rabid.
Like, that's crazy shit. That's crazy shit.
What if...
Actually crazy shit.
Well,
what if what?
My house just shook a plane flew so close to me.
Do you think that's maybe Nexon?
That's Nexon, yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said
The worst possible
you think
way
Nexon just
wait,
buzzed your house?
The worst possible way to read into this is that what if they lose the lawsuit? Then probably all the profits they make on the game are fraudulent, right? Like they would at least owe Nexon that. But what if that only applies to the sales of the game? And what if they found some legal argument where they think that they can essentially win by releasing the game, people buy it, and they probably won't actually get any of that money because they know it's going to go to the courts eventually, but the microtransactions are in a different category and they're able to keep that as profit. I mean,
that would be funny.
That's pretty conspiracy thinking, but their actions lead me to spaces like that. I'm not even saying I believe that. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, that's how bad this is to me.
Yeah. No, that's...
And they're just banking on the microtransaction profits being enough to, like, pay off the game. That they
and mind you, it might sound like a real dumb idiot to somebody who knows the law, because, like, all that is just conjecture based on... But what if it worked like this and that and this, you know?
And Korean law could be different, you know?
It certainly could. I mean, it's apparently enough where the police will come to your house for a civil matter, so that's very different.
I want to play this game, but like normal.
Gamers, though there have been 2 D&Ds in the last couple weeks, I guess at least one of them was really good, and the other one was the almost worst possible outcome that I could have feared for that game. Yeah. Kind of sad.